just making a line is, yeah, it's nice, but it's a bit boring. Conceptual design is on the paper, but this idea should be touched on the ground, and then it had a problem. So that is also very, very symbolical. If you make a model, so there is no gravity. Reality is one beam is very heavy, or one truss. You need 6 and 7 people to bring one place to another place. That is the issue of the architecture.
I think that's also what makes it so cool to work together in a group where you are actually rely on the help of others. It was nice getting dirty as part of the actual curriculum at university. I mean, it's all about a learning process in the first place. So any mistake that we find or moments that we have troubles, we just learn from it and do better the next time.
I was maybe 22 years old or something like that. So I had also like my experience to build my small building, which were designed by me. So me and Yoshiharu. So, and I stay also like 1 week with some other students and also one professor who support, and we work all whole week from morning to evening. This was also for me to the really fast experience to build something by hands. It was so fun for me, and this kind of like an experience or satisfaction or happiness of the experience in the young period is quite influential so for my life too.
So one really emotional moment when we decide to make it bigger. Who said it would be nice to have the 3rd floor? Then we have to talk about the next steps. Huh? There was this energy that impressed me a lot. I all said, yes, we do it. This moment, it was for me a little bit like everybody was part of the project. Really good to see that the students also really want it. It was the engineer who said it's not working. Well, the biggest benefit is for me to make decisions directly on the construction phase. So we have, this is really nice, be in situ, be there, make decisions directly with the worker, with the architects, the engineers, the IT people. This was really interesting, and this should be everywhere. It's so good when you understand what the normal workers do, what the architects do, and how we can improve the whole process. And this is a circular engineering. We need this flexibility, and we need quick decisions. Which material, what we have, what we can get from the construction place 200 meters away, or is it possible to include this in our projects?
The main challenges that we face when building with reused materials is that we have to constantly adapt to the materials that we have.
maybe the 21st century architecture. So we should aware about this backbone of the all materials. And then I think reused material is somehow the new frame for thinking this kind of way of more, not just the cheap material, more than like who made and how made in history, so context.
It was well organized, of course, but it is education, a research project. For me, it would be interesting to make a project like, is it realistic to adapt this in the private market system?
Maybe so economy is maybe also we should change, because now I think building industry so, is domained by some certain systems. So like because of expert, like a designer and the builder, and everybody should be expert who had this knowledge as a specialist. So only this kind of person allowed to come into the building process. But I think when we back to the history, they are more open so, to the public or more community sometimes. But because of the scale, maybe the one person who had the knowledge to teach into the community to build together some building. That happens in history. But maybe modern technology and the modern building system, they change a lot this kind of communal building process. In real world, as a society, construction system couldn't allow to this kind of process, not yet. So that's why if we want to design more large scale, so we should also design the circular system. And maybe it's now that there is not so much like a workers or laborers or systems. So who can dismantle these kind of things, or how we can do so. That part is there is not yet established as a job. If we do this kind of circular material use, we need to change this system itself too. Yes.